On 26 April 1986, a horrendous explosion took place in the city of Pripyat, Ukraine. This disaster was popularly known as the Chernobyl disaster. The explosion was so tremendous that it rocked the entire area. According to estimates, the disaster took the lives of more than 200 people, and it was all because of one thing: falsehoods. To be honest, no one knows whether the total number of fatalities was 200 or 93,000 at the time, since the officials kept lying to cover up the true cost of the tragedy. 36 years later, the Ukrainian president is looking to repeat the same. Watch the video to know more. Hello and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Vedika, and if you haven't subscribed to the TFI Global channel yet, hit the subscribe button right away. More than 150 days of the Russia-Ukraine war have passed. However, the war is in a total deadlock mode now. In the early days of the war, Russia took control of the Zaporizhia nuclear plant and the nearby cities of Enerhodar and Berdyansk. Firstly, Ukraine denied the capturing of the Zaporizhia plant by Russians, but eventually confirmed the same. However, the plant's operations continued normally. But recently, renewed shelling on the nuclear plant damaged 3 radiation sensors and disrupted the plant's regular operations by wounding a worker. Since then, Russia and Ukraine are trying their best to throw each other under the bus. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, in his nationwide address, pitched that Russia is waging nuclear terror by attacking the nuclear plant. The region's Russian-installed government, on the other hand, replied with charges that Ukrainian forces attacked the location with numerous rocket launchers, damaging administrative buildings and an area adjacent to a storage facility. Furthermore, Russian embassy in Washington emphasized that Ukraine damaged 2 high-voltage power lines and a water pipeline. So, the situation is pretty tense as of now. Being honest is always good and fruitful. Zelensky, on the other hand, has the exact opposite view. He is attempting to reclaim the lost sympathy and has been acting in this manner in order to stay in the good graces of the liberal world order. Believe it or not, most of the so-called human rights watchers have started to wake up to the reality that Ukraine is hiding some very dark secrets. Immediately after the attack on Zaporizhia, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres asked Ukraine to allow international inspectors to access the Zaporizhia nuclear plant. Ukraine has kept a total shum over the issue. Despite the fact that the plant is under Russian siege, Ukraine continues to operate it normally. Ukraine has a really dark history of committing war crimes. Just a few days ago, Ukraine attacked Olenivka detention facility in Donbas to kill Azov fighters as they had the potential to spill out the dark secrets. A few days ago, a UN report accused Ukraine of committing war crimes by using innocent patients as human shields to avoid Russian military invasion. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Zelensky and his men have committed countless unpardonable sins on the battlefield. Furthermore, several independent media reports made it clear to the world that Ukraine has committed major war crimes in Donbas and Luhansk regions. The voice was echoed by reports of Amnesty International, which eventually were deleted to hide the truth from the world. Zelensky has launched a brand new PR campaign to win over the public's sympathy after realizing that he is on the back foot. Ukraine has no limits when it comes to lying, but Mr. President, please realize that you are not dealing with food grains now. You are playing with a huge nuclear plant. Your constant lies could drag the world back to the Chernobyl disaster, and if that happens, there will be nothing but agony and a heap of dead bodies. This catastrophe would be the most heinous fault of your presidency.